Now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy will head to Washington, D.C. on Monday, local time, to meet with Donald Trump in the White House. This is after the U.S. president's meeting with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Alaska yesterday. Mr. Trump spoke with Mr. Zelenskyy and European leaders about the direction of negotiations for ending the war in Ukraine.
The ceding of Ukrainian territory may be discussed at the Oval Office meeting, as well as possible U.S. involvement in security guarantees in Ukraine. Reporter Emily Clark has the detail from Washington.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is now due here in Washington on Monday afternoon, and we've had a few different updates overnight after the summit in Alaska with Vladimir Putin. We've had one from Donald Trump. He posted to Truth Social confirming that meeting with Volodymyr Zelenskyy, but also saying he now believed that the best way to end the war in Ukraine was to not negotiate a ceasefire, but to move towards a full peace agreement. So analysts here are saying that's something that will take a lot longer to do, and that the two sides are still very far apart. What that means for Vladimir Putin is that he really has more time for his military to continue, and that benefits him because they're making advances in Ukraine. We also have heard some reporting that there was an offer essentially made via Donald Trump from Putin to Zelenskyy that said, if you are willing to withdraw your troops from the Donetsk region and the Luhansk region, then the front lines can be freezed where they are now. Of course, that would essentially cede all of the Donbas to Russia, and something that Zelenskyy has already rejected. But the reporting is that Donald Trump is really applying pressure to him to do that. And we also have had discussions here about security guarantees, and some reporting that Donald Trump may be warming to the idea that the US could be involved in that.
So, Emily, what's been the reaction from Europe?
Well, Zelenskyy has put out a series of statements, including one that said, really his mission remains a lasting and a just peace for Ukraine, but also that he's very willing to have that three-leader meeting with Vladimir Putin, but also that he's still encouraging Donald Trump to use sanctions as a threat and as leverage against Vladimir Putin. European leaders put out a statement saying that for them those security guarantees are very important, and that they expect them to be ironclad in any negotiated peace agreement. In Russia, the Alaska summit was hailed as a success. Vladimir Putin has told his advisors that for him personally it was very worthwhile, and that we did get some reporting out of Russia that very senior officials basically consider now that even though the pressure has been on Ukraine in the battlefield, it's now on Ukraine on the diplomatic front as well.
From Washington, D.C., Emily Clark reporting.